once again, and welcome back to Packs and Recreation. And today we're going to open a Brothers War Collector Booster Box. What are collector boosters? They're most efficient way to throw away your money. Even more if, like it's the case, you bought a collector booster box for a set that, is a standard set, but is already past its prime or doesn't have as weird or alternate versions as it could, or reprints, or etc, etc, etc. The Brothers War, and I remember this when it came out, it was very polarizing because you had the magic cards, the expected magic cards, and then you had some Transformers cards. And I remember that I was the only person that thought that was cool. Which is kind of sad, to be honest, because I like Transformers. I am not like the biggest Transformers fan, but I like Transformers. So I like saying I like Transformers like that because it's like that kid from that old animation is like, I like trains. Well, I like Transformers, people. So, it's very based on like artifacts. It's an artifact thing. I feel that it was a very interesting set, and it is very nostalgic. Look at this. Also, you had some numbered cards, but you really need to like it. And you had like prototype cards like this one, like autonomous assembler. You could summon it for its price or for the prototype price, which is, it gives you some freedom to play around. Ooh, Titania's Command. Or Titania's Command. Choose 2, exile target player's graveyard. You gain 1 life. For each card exiled this way, search your library for up to 2 land cards, put them onto the battlefield tab, then shuffle, create 2 green bear I hope it was bears, bear creature tokens, and put 2 1/1 counters of each creature you control. Disclaimer, I don't drink beer. You should not drink alcohol, at least if you're driving, please don't do that. A commander card, and then you had these old legacy treatments, so it was very nostalgic, like like legacy treatments plus Transformers. So people were, because Transformers were legal, standard legal, liquid metal coating, and the collector boosters have a bunch of cards in the old treatment. So if you like it, you're going to see a bunch of them. And a Transformer, yay, I'm the only person that cares about this. Legendary artifact creature robot, Blitzwing, Cruel Tormentor, more than meets the eye. You may cast this card converted for 3, and the cost, it becomes adapted as Salient. I love Transformers, I'm sorry. I'm going to make a category for Transformers. That's the level of what we're doing right now. And the last card is a Battlefield Forge. Oh, nice. Very nice. Foil white art. Not bad at all. And a Power Stone. This is also a soldier. A Power Stone. Nice. And I remember back in the day, people were like, no, Transformers. And I get it to a degree. Like, I prefer like, I don't mind about secret layers, and I don't care that much about Universes Beyond and all that stuff. I don't care. I think it's nice, and sometimes gives you more variety, even more for Commander and stuff like that, because what is Magic if not a mix of multiverses, right? So what is love? Baby, don't hurt me. What is put Transformers here and multicolor, there you go. Oh, nice looking island. Even the lands have mechanical parts. That's what you need to love artifacts. Fire Action Dragon Engine, and it transforms into half of a card, which I think is the Ushra. Ushra, not Urza, not Mishra, but Ushra. They fuse with the Potada rings. Mishra lost to Phyrexia. So this is half of a cool card, which is a Transformer concept. That's great. Urza's Command. Very nice. Rescue Retriever. Nice. Dog Soldier. And a Springleaf Drum. Nice. bunch of artifacts. This is the thing you're going to see the most. The same way that March of the Machine has a bunch of multicolor cards, this one has a bunch of artifact cards. It's like the thing. Door to nothingness. And I love these like alternate, plain artifact, sketch design. Ooh, Ultra Magnus Tactician in foil. Nice. And it transforms into Ultra Magnus Armored Carrier. Nice. Sorry, I like Transformers. What are you gonna do? And Lodestone Golem. Yes. Fun fact, in this set, you could get, and a Power Stone, there's also an Elemental. Power Stones are like the thing in this set. In this set, you can also get serialized cards for some artifacts, which are very nice, very expensive as well. Normally, the price is determined by the quantity. Like if it's like 1 out of 500, well, it's a $500 card, more or less. And we still don't know where all of those are. So there is that. We haven't pulled... Oh, okay. I was about to say, we haven't pulled a black card yet besides the Transformer. Slagstone Refinery. A bunch of artifacts. A forest, also with a mechanical component, so you gotta love it. That's why the Transformers make sense. They don't make too much sense to be in the same set as, a standard set. Battlefield Forge, nice. But they make sense because everything is, artifacts. So what is a Transformer if not a big-ass artifact, right? Millstone. This is from where the term milling and a mill deck comes from this card, mind you. Mines, like mountains, are never so grand and mighty that they can be reduced to dust. 2 untap, target player mills 2 cards. And I think this text is revised because originally it said discards 2 cards or something like that. So yeah, because of that card, we have the term milling across every card game that there is. Elsewhere Flask, Quicksilver Amulet, RC Sharpshooter, nice. More than meets the eye. It transforms into RC Acrobatic Coupe, or Coupe actually. Maybe Coupe. Fauna Shaman, nice. And a Power Stone. Let's go. As a strategy, I have to, applaud Wizards' strategy to be like, yeah, we want to go nostalgic because of the anniversary. And to a degree, I think it's the best thing they did for the anniversary, which is because, Magic 30 was such a disgrace. But if the whole idea of the anniversary was like, okay, let's get nostalgic, this was a good idea. Basically, they found a pretext in the story of the game. Nice looking card. Doesn't have anything to do with the rest of the style, but nice looking nonetheless. To go back in time, and so that people can revisit the Brothers' War, which is one of the most beloved classic Magic stories, right? And they did so, and I find that very interesting and intelligent, so that you can have the past in the current sets without just reprinting stuff, and that's interesting. And I think that was very smart, and I take my hat out to that for the Wizards team. Now the set itself is not the best set ever. Chromatic Star, love it. But hey, at least what is the name of these cards? They call sketch or planning or something. Megatron, Tyrant. You're going to find out that I'm getting more excited about Transformers cards, and they are worthless. Megatron, Tyrant, nice. More than meets the eye, and Starscream in the back, because obviously Starscream is always on the back. Destructive Force, nice. Sorry, I just like Transformers. And Gixian Puppeteer, Phyrexian Warlock. The Phyrexians were already here because it was like the theme, and before this, I know that the whole gimmick was to show Phyrexians in all the planes and all the sets that we've been visiting before this, and before Phyrexia all will be one. And I love that idea. One thing that I would have preferred, though, is that the Phyrexian stuff before Brothers War, because in Brothers War they were Phyrexians. That was kind of the joke. That's why they go back in the past to learn how they defeated the Phyrexians. The one thing that I would have preferred, though, will be to have, the Phyrexians not as a card that nice looking plane, not as a card that stands alone, like Phyrexian whatever, because you can tell whole of tag scene at one colorless, pay 1 and any color or 4 and tap, create a tap Power Stone token. Okay. Why? Because that way you have to be more on the look for the art of the cards and stuff like that, right? Instead of, the card says Phyrexian something, you already know it's a Phyrexian, so you don't care. It's like, whatever. Oh, there are Phyrexians. Yoo-hoo, right? Surprise. That's where the story is going towards, right? So I feel that thing was kind of meh, to be honest. I would prefer that they are in the background of certain cards or stuff like that, and you have to figure it out. But oh well. Astral Cornucopia, which by the way is not in the Fruit of the Loom cards, so there you go. Jetfire, Ingenious Scientist. And this is the thing, in the collector boosters you always get a Transformer. That's why their value is so meh, because the whole idea, they are all mythic, right? So if you buy normal boosters, is in 1 in every 10, I think. Ooh, Myrel, yeah, Shield of Argive. What a pain it is to play against this card when someone knows how to use it in standard. Just multiplies everything. And a Power Stone, because everything is Power Stones. The same way that the March of the Machines have the Phyrexian pods, here you have Power Stones, because that's how everything is powered. That's how the artifacts are powered, right? So let's see. Jix's Caress. Raise to the ground. Revenue's Gigamole. Scatter Ray. Spotter Thopter. Gotta love the prototype thing. I think it's an interesting mechanic. Mask of the Jade Crafter. And a Swamp. And I love the theme that, all the lands have metal on them, right? Have artifacts and stuff. Tokasia, Digside Mentor. The Origins of the Brothers War. Sarinth Great War. Oh, nice. Well, this is kind of simple. Trample, whenever a land enters the battlefield, create a tapped Power Stone token. Well, you create a bunch of Power Stones, and as you know, Power Stones give you colorless, and that mana can be spent to cast non-artifact spells, so it's just for artifacts. Ashnod the Uncaring. This is from the Commander decks, Human Artificer. I think he's one of the co-commanders, if I recall correctly. Ivory Tower. Nice. Burnished Heart. Well of Lost Dreams. Story of my sex life. Cyclonus the Saboteur. What an ugly looking helmet. I don't remember this Decepticon. But it transforms into Cybertronian Fighter. Gotta love it. Is a vehicle on one side, and that's the joke. That's Transformers. Vehicle on one side, creature on the other, and a Maze Mine Tome. Nice looking art. Very nice looking art. And a Power Stone. We're halfway there. Oops. I also find that the whole artistic direction, I don't know who takes care of that in terms of the boxes and stuff, but the Brothers War is it's very heavy metal-ish, which I think is the joke, because it's oh, artifacts, heavy metal, right? So I guess that's the joke, but it doesn't really fit the theme because it's magic and stuff like that, right? Magic in both senses of the word. Magic as in, magical stuff, and magic as in Magic the Gathering. So it doesn't really fit the whole heavy metal thing in the title. But it's March of the Machine. Why March of the Machine is electric yellow, right? It doesn't. I don't know who. Maybe it's because it's supposed to catch your eye, I think, but it doesn't make much sense to me. Like, plus they don't match anything else that is inside, so I don't know. Fateful Handoff, Mirel, Shield of Argive, nice card. Staff of Titania, this is from the commander decks. Pristine Talisman, nice. See, this is the artifact set. Like, if you like artifacts, welcome. Gilded Lotus, oh nice. Add 3 mana of any one color, but it costs you 5, so there you go. Starscream, Power Hungry, and you can tell that Megatron is on the back. It's just using the opportunity, and it transforms into Starscream, Secret Leader. And you can already tell that we have a Transformers token. That's amazing. The last card is the Scrap Troller. Nice. And is a Power Stone, and on the other side is a Laser Beak. Everything is going to be a Power Stone, so unless you really like the art of a Power Stone, you already know that the best art that we're going to get is not going to be a Power Stone, just out of, you get sick out of seeing so many Power Stones. Argothian Opportunist, Disenchant, nice looking art, not gonna lie. Conscripted Infantry, Recommission, Corrupt, Calamity's Wake, Swamp, nice looking swamp, doesn't look too much like a swamp, but it's a nice looking swamp. Harbin, Vanguard's Aviator, also very nice to have in a white blue deck because it just multiplies all the minions. It's such a nightmare of a card. Kyla's Reconstruction, nice. Terror Ballista, Pristine Talisman, nice. I'm gonna love the old school thing. Self-Assembler, Sundering Titan. When Sundering Titan enters or leaves the battlefield, choose a land of each basic land type, then destroy those lands. And there you go. And Prowl, Stoic Strategist. Transformers. There are 15 cards of Transformers apparently. And transforms into Prowl Pursuit Vehicle. Nice. And the last card of the booster is a Semblance Anvil. Not bad. And a Power Stone, again, that is basically an elemental. Everything is a Power Stone. Everything's a Power Stone. Everything's a Power Stone. Everything's a Power Stone. Everything's a Power Stone. If you know what that reference is about, welcome to the club. Bitter Reunion, Clay Revenant. See the size of the pile for artifacts. Like I told you, this is an artifact set. Mishra's Juggernaut, Rust Goliath, Disciples of Geeks, Blanchwood Armor, A Plains, nice looking plains. Ooh, Sahili, Filigree Master, Planeswalker. Scry 1, you may tap an untapped artifact you control. If you do, draw a card. -2, create 2 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature tokens with flying. They gain haste until the end of turn. And -4, you get an emblem with artifact creatures you control get +1/+1, and artifact spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Wow. Artifact spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Say that 3 times very fast. Blast Zone, nice. It's a land. Kayla's Music Box, this is from the Commander decks. Burnished Heart. Ivory Tower. Also, if you always get the old school looking thing, and most of in the collector boosters, and most of them, if not all of them, are artifacts, well, you're getting a bunch of artifacts, my friend. That's how it is. Keening Stone. Ultra Magnus Tactician. It's kind of random how sometimes they are foil, sometimes they are not, but still, I dig it. We already saw what Ultra Magnus transforms into. And Fortified Beachhead. Nice. A Fortified Beachhead enters the battlefield. You may reveal a soldier card from your hand. Fortified Beachhead enters the battlefield tab unless you reveal a soldier card this way or you control a soldier. It gives you 1 white or 1 blue. Very nice land for, well, soldier tribal. And if you pay 5 and tap, soldiers you control get +1/+1 until the end of turn. So basically this set is either artifacts or just soldier tribal, as you can see. Third to last, let's see. I love it how the collector wrappers are just so hard to preserve. Fog of War. If you play Age of Empires, you know. If you know, you know. Union of the Third Path. Air Marshal. Very interesting nightmare if you have a white-blue deck. Arms Race. Gruesome Realization. A Forest with a robot in the back, because of course. The Temporal Anchor, legendary artifact. At the beginning of your upkeep, scry 2. Whenever you choose to put one or more cards on the bottom of your library while scrying, exile that many cards from the bottom of your library. During your turn, you may play cards exiled with Temporal Anchor or Temporal Anchor, I don't know. And I was just thinking about this when we saw the Union of the Third Path card, because I use this card in my standard deck a lot. Loran of the Third Path. 2 and 1 white, it has vigilance, and when Loran of the Third Path enters the battlefield, destroy up to 1 target artifact or enchantment. And if you tap, you and your target opponent each draw a card. This is very useful if you have Elesh Norn as the center of your deck, which is my case. Glint Raker, or Raker, I don't know, is it from the commander decks? Chromatic Star, I just like Chromatic Star. I know it's kind of whatever, because it costs you 1 and then 1 and tap, and it gives you 1 mana every color. And whenever it puts into a graveyard, draw a card, it's like, whatever. But I like it. Icor Wellspring. Etherflux Reservoir. Nice. Prowl, Stoic Strategies, but this time in foil. And the last card is Unwinding Clock. Untap all artifacts you control during each other's player untap step. Well, that's very nice if you're playing, well, basically with all the artifacts that you're having here. Second to last, let's see. I don't have any goals with this set because I'm not into it as much as possible. I guess my goals were to get Ultra Magnus. We got Megatron, so I guess that if we get Optimus Prime, I can die at peace. If you ask me for more ambitious goals, well, I would like an Urza, Lord Protector, I guess, just because I like the card a lot. It's not the best card nor the most expensive card in the set. Obviously, if you ask like, oh, if you could ask for anything or something, what do you want to pull? I guess like a numbered card, but everyone wants a serialized card, so there is that, my friend. So yeah, overall, you know me. By this point, I hope still Seraph. This is from Zone of the Enders. Like, come on, come on. One with the multiverse. Ooh. Well, close to Urza. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. You may play lands and cast spells from the top of your library. Once during each of your turns, you may cast a spell from your hand or the top of your library without paying its mana cost. Artificer's Dragon, nice. A Millstone, can be mile because you don't mile, you mill. Jalum Tome, Ashmod's Altar, and Slicer, Hired Muscle, that transforms into Slicer, High Speed Antagonist. Nice. The last card of the booster is a Ramos Dragon Engine. Nice. Legendary artifact creature Dragon. 6/6 is a 4/4 that says whenever you cast a spell, put a +1/+1 counter on Ramos Dragon Engine for each of that spell's color. Remove 5 +1/+1 counters from Ramos. You add 2 of each mana color. Activate only once per turn. Well, it's a shame that it's kind of expensive, but it is an engine. All right. Power Stone and a Soldier. Token artifact. And the last booster is Now or Never. Let's see what's in the... Well, we get a token for Sahili. So Sahili is there. We have the token here, so I can't ask for anything else for completionist's sake. Wasteful Harvest. Swift Gear Drake. Look at the pile of... Well, you can see because of... Look at that. Look at all the artifacts. Citadel Stalwart. Retrieval Agent. Urza, Power Stone Prodigy. So this is the young Urza, if I recall correctly. Nice. Starting Steel Seeker, an island with a Pacific Rim island. Razor Slash Transmogrant. Jeez. A zombie, but it's an artifact zombie, so it can block. And you pay 4 and 2 black, return it from your graveyard to the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter, and it costs 4 less to activate if an opponent controls 4 or more non-basic lands. Dangerous. Gix's Command, but full art, and I think it's the alternate art. Very nice looking. The Archimandrite, or Archimandrite, or Archimandrite from the Commander decks. Nice. Chueto is a commander card. I think it's the co-commander from one of the decks, if I recall correctly. Ornithopter. Gotta love those Thopters. Pristine Talisman. Semblance Ambu. Let's see what the Transformer is. Goldbug. Humanity's ally. Well, it's not Optimus Prime, but it's close. And it's a Volkswagen New Beetle. And the last card from this box is Ashnod Flesh Mechanist. Full art foil. Not bad. For 1 black, it is a legendary creature that has Death Touch, and whenever it attacks, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, create a tapped Power Stone token. Seems like a very cheap commander for just having a Power Stone deck. It kind of starts attacking from the beginning. 5 exile creature cards from your graveyard. Create a tapped 3/3 colorless zombie artifact creature token. I can see a good commander deck arising from this, and a Power Stone. That is Saheeli Filigree Master token. So that was it. Now let's pick what's the best from each color as we do the math on the corner of the screen. So for white, I mean, there's not much to pick from most colors. I think it's going to be Laurent, just because I am very biased because I play this card a lot. But no, actually I think it's going to be Myrel. Actually, oh look, Laurent, Disciple of History, and Laurent of the Third Path. I love it when they have the progression. No, it's going to be Myrel, Shield of Argive, because the card is just beautiful. So yeah, it's going to be this one. Although I use the other, so I am advocating for a card that I don't use in my deck. But you know, this is about style. One with the multiverse is just beautiful. Forging the Anchor is as well. Green Racker, Temporal Anchor is very nice. Urza's Command. And this card with Alan Driver on it, nice. It's going to be Urza's Command. Just looks very nice overall. Let's see for red. Not much to pick here on red. This is nice. Visions of Phyrexia, I like it. Very telling. So it's going to be this one. On green. Fauna Shaman just looks amazing. And Titania's Command, I think it's going to be Titania's Command. Titania's Command, I think it's going to be that. But Fauna Shaman just looks amazing. It's going to be Titania's because have to go with the times, right? Oof, this one looks amazing. Gix's Command doesn't have much black, at least not in this booster box. I like how this looks a lot, but at the same time, I have to acknowledge it doesn't look like a magic card too much. At least, well, not doesn't fit with this set. These two look amazing as well. I'm going with Gix's Command. Or Jix's Command, I don't know. Multicolor, normally this is the last, but we don't have that much. I think Saheeli is going to take the prize. But Ashnod, the Uncaring, well, the Great Worm is kind of nice. It's going to be Saheeli. I like the art. I don't like the card that much, but the art is quite there. In terms of lands, I like the Pacific Rim. This one looks like Pacific Rim cards, so all in for that. Studio Ghibli. Also Transformers, kind of. Yeah, I think I'm going with this one. I just like the silhouette of the thing just standing there. It's like, it's close, but not that close that you can make up what's the thing. For tokens, well, we have Power Stones, guys, but let's see on the other side. I think it's going to be the Transformers one. Oh, the construct just looks amazing. Yeah, it's going to be Laserbeak. I am sorry. I am based. Otherwise, it's going to be the Elemental or the Saheeli token, but it's going to be Laserbeak. because why not? And now let's go with artifacts. And there's Transformers at the end. There's a bunch of stuff here. I don't know even if it's even worth it to pick one. They kind of look the same. I go with Chromatic Star by default. Let's see if I can get something else that I like more. I don't think so, because well, Gilded Lotus looks good, but I like how this one looks a lot. But it's going to be Chromatic Star. Ivory Tower also looks great. Yeah, I think it's going to be Chromatic Star. There's something about it that I like. So this looks nice. It's going to be Chromatic Star. It's kind of basic, I know, but it's going to be that. And look at this. Jeez. Most of the box is artifacts, which makes sense because Brothers War and stuff. And for Transformers, so I think it's going to be Ultra Magnus, to be honest, because it's the closest that we are to Optimus Prime. And Megatron is nice. I love it that the Starscream is there, and that in the Starscream card you can see he's conspiring against Megatron already. So that's nice. But it's going to be this one, the foil Ultra Magnus. Look at this. Transformers, and that's it. So let me know what you think. Let me know if it was worth it. Let me know if you would have picked something different for your favorite on each color. I don't know the math that's going to appear in the corner of the screen. But yeah, the Brothers War. Did I get anything I wanted? Well, I got a couple of Ultra Magnus, that's great, and a Megatron. I was hoping for an Optimus Prime, but it will... I mean, they are cheap, I can just buy it. And a Sahili, that's great. Just really missing Urza and Mishra, but you can have everything. So yeah, overall, not bad, not good either. Kind of, more or less in there. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for your time. As usual, this has been PAX and Recreation. I hope you have a great day, night, or evening, or night, or whatever. And see you next time. Bye.